All right, so good morning and welcome to Strong and Steady. So today we're going to start out in the center of your room so you have plenty of room to move. So go ahead and position yourself with your feet straight ahead, knees straight ahead, about hip width distance apart. And we're going to anchor down into the ground through our feet. So you're going to make sure your weight is evenly distributed, right to left, front to back, and try to just ground down. You have 4 corners of your feet. Try to find all 4 corners. So that means I have a tendency to rest on my heels and bend my knees. That would be my norm. So I'm making it an effort to straighten my knees out a little bit more, not locking them out, and then getting a little weight rolled over onto the midfoot, just so I'm anchored down evenly. And then from there, let's pull that navel up and in towards the spine. You're doing a slight pelvic tilt back here, which will make you feel like you're flattening out your low back a little bit. And then let's do a nice big shoulder roll up and then down and back. Letting those arms come down alongside. And when you do this, your thumb should be facing forward or to the side. And then from here, just really just reach with the crown of the head like you're reaching for the sky with the crown of your head. That nice tall posture. All right, now let's soften the knees, taking a nice big deep breath as we reach up. And then exhale that breath, bring your arms down. One more time, nice big deep breath, soften the knees, reach up, look up this time. Exhale, arms come down. Good, let's place the hands on the hips. And then we're just gonna do some little hip circles. So these are small. You're just rotating your weight over your ankles, starting small. And then you can gradually make these a little bigger and a little wider to the side. Good, let's do one more on this side. And then let's go the other way, start small. So little circles just over the ankles, and then gradually get them bigger. So you're going to start expanding out and away from the ankles, out to the side a bit, behind you, and out to the side. One more time. Good. Let's come back through center and take our feet just a little bit wider. And then we're going to take our arms out to the side, extend your fingertips, and then press your palms. So your fingertips are going to the sky now. Arms are nice and firm, so they're active. Feet are wider than the hips, and we're going to start to roll up on one toe as we push that palm. Come back through center, roll up on the other toe, push that palm. So we're going to speed this up, so we're just pushing and pushing. So you're up on the toe, extend, and push. You're pushing that palm, pushing it away from you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's stop in the center, bring those arms down and back behind you, clasp your hands together, and see if you can get your hands clasped. If you are able to clasp your hands, it would look like this, and then you're gonna raise them up and back. If you cannot get your arms clasped or your hands clasped, put your hands on your hips, push your hips forward and pull your elbows back. So then you would look like this. All right, so we're in that position. We're gonna look up, taking a nice big deep breath, really reach it up, opening that chest, exhale, and head back down, arms relaxed by your side, shake them out. All right, now we're just gonna take those feet wide, go back to that toe tap, and add a shoulder roll. So this will be a little shoulder roll, just rolling up and around. And do 4 more of these. Now we're going to add the elbow to this. So the elbow comes up and around. All right, so we're just gradually shifting the weight from one foot to the other, and you can start to make this a little bit bigger of a shift by bending through your knees and tapping that toe. Now let's see if we can add an arm circle. So take the whole arm up and around. Gradually start to shift that weight even more if you're wanting to by adding a leg lift. All right, this is totally not required. You can still tap that toe to the earth. 5, 4, 3, 2, hands back to the hips, toe back to the earth. All right, let's tap it down. And now we're going to press out front, alternating hand and foot. So you're pressing diagonally across the body. Press it, and then extend that toe. See if you can get a nice stretch from fingertip to toe, diagonally from left to right. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now reach it overhead. you're pushing it up, reaching, reaching. 5, 4, 3, 2, hands to the hips. And if you are wanting to add that leg lift, here it is. We're going to lift it, but you don't have to add this. You can just stick with the toe tap. And now let's add the reach. So we're going to reach with the opposite, to the opposite direction, reach and reach. And you can keep tapping the toe to the earth, or you can add that extra little push here by lifting. Now reach it overhead. Right here, we're pressing, pressing. All right, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, hands back to the hips, tap the toe to the earth. This time, tap your toe in so it gets close to the foot. You're just taking side-by-side steps. Good, 4 more, 4, 3. Add a reach and pull with those arms. You're gonna reach and pull, good. All right, now bring those arms up, chest height. Squeeze the shoulder blades down and back. Pressing those elbows, pressing. 5, 4, 3. Now reach from the sky. So you're gonna pull and pull it right down behind and below your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hands back to the hips. All right, let's go ahead and change that heel. You're gonna press the heel right out front, kind of diagonally across the body, pressing, pressing. Now let's add some arms. We're gonna do a press down. So it looks like this. You go start here, and you press, and press, and press. Now when you're doing these, try to keep your shoulders down away from your ears, and use the backs of those arms to press. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now let's take the hands back to the hips and change the foot to the heel lift. So we're just gonna go into this heel lift and add a bicep curl. So arms come down, and now we're pulling up and up. Good. All right, keep going. Keep those elbows down, shoulders down away from the ears. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Go back to the heel tap and the press down. Good. All right, we got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now the heel lift and pull up. So you're pulling up with the hands, lifting up with the heel. All right, let's go for 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hands to the hips. All right, let's tap the toe to the earth. And now we're gonna go ahead and bring in our step together, step touch. We're gonna go to the right side, right here. So it goes step together, step touch. You can add a little clap. You go step together, step. Now, if you want to have this grapevine where you're basically just stepping behind your foot. 2 more times. All right, let's do 1 more. To the right and then back to the left. Stay right here, march it out. Good, high knees. Get those shoulders down away from the ears. Knees are coming up. Arms are pumping. We're gonna get them a little higher. Knees a little higher. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now take it down. So now you're kind of crouching a little bit. Weight goes back in the heels, so you look like this. You don't want to be forward over the knees. You want to be back here above the knees. All right, now take it up tall again. Get those arms a little bigger. And take it down low. Little crouches. Keep that chest lifted, eyes lifted. All right, now back to just your normal little march. And now let's add in our 2 wide, 2 narrow. Start right foot. So it goes wide, wide, narrow, narrow, wide, and narrow. All right, now add some arms. So we're going to do the push, push, pull, pull. Push, push, pull, pull, push. And 2 more. Push and pull. 1 more. Push and march it out. All right, let's tie our grapevine in with our double steps. Ready? Start right side. Right side grapevine. Keep going. We're going to do 4 of these. That was 1. This will be 2. And we got 2 more to go. So really press those arms back if you're trying to get your heart rate up. Lift them up 1 more time. Then we're gonna go right into our double steps. Go wide, wide, narrow, narrow, arm push and pull, and push, and pull. All right, we're gonna do a couple more of these. So push, push, pull, pull, push, push. 2 more, push, and pull. 1 more, and march it out. Good, high knees. All right, now let's add our little Charleston step. So starting with your left leg, you're gonna step it forward and back. Actually, this isn't the Charleston. I think I call this the rocking step, because Charleston, you gotta kick your leg. I haven't done that one in a while. So add the press and the curl. Press, just like we did when we were warming up. We curled and we pressed. All right, let's do 4 more. Press. And 3. And 2. Now last one, stop center. Switch feet and rock it forward. Shoulders stay down and back. Core is engaged. 1 more. Stop center. March it out. All right, we're going to start at the top. At the grapevine or step together right here, right side. 1, 2, 3. All right, keep going. We got 2 more of these. Add those arms if you're trying to get your heart rate up. Press them 1 more time. All right, now double steps right here. It's double and in. It's out and in. Add the arms. 1 more. And rocking step. Forward and back. Press and pull. Press. Let's do 2 more. Press. 1 more. Switch sides right here. Press and pull. Press. And 3. And 4. We got 2 more. 5. Good. And march it out. Good. High knees. All right. Let's keep those shoulders down and back. Keep those knees nice and high. And elbows and arms bigger. So your elbows are pushing back, fists are pushing forward. Good, now take it down low. Arms don't go quite as big, chest stays lifted. Good, all right, and bring it back up. Shake those arms out. And let's take our feet wide. And we'll revisit this tap, toe tap right here. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring those arms right out front. We're gonna pull them back. Bring them out front, pull them back, out front. Now I want you to think about squeezing those shoulder blades together and back. And if you're wanting to make this more difficult, lift your leg. Lift, lift, squeeze those shoulder blades. For 5, 4, 3, remember you don't have to lift the leg. 2, 1 more. And now pull from the sky. So it's up and pull, up and pull, up and pull. 4 more, up, 3, and 2. Last one, hands down on the hips. Now let's lift 1 knee at a time. So you're just gonna lift 1 knee, then the other. Opposite knees. And now we're gonna do opposite elbows. So bring your arms back up and reach the elbow towards the knee. Now I want you to think about being tall through the core, the spine, but crunching through the front. So you're staying tall, but you're pulling the rib cage down towards the hips, squeezing, pulling the navel into the spine. 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, let's march it out, shake it out. And now we'll visit the wall. So if your heart rate feels like it's up a bit, grab a glass of water or a sip of water, not the whole glass. And we're nice and warm, so we're gonna come over to the wall and you can position your feet wherever it feels best for you. So I like to have a little bit going on in my legs, so I'll bring my feet out a little further and do a chair sit, which means my quads are gonna be working right through here. Key is never let the knee pass over the midfoot. So in other words, I would never have my foot back here and do a wall sit. Feet have to be out here, so you have to have pretty strong quads to do this. Then you're gonna get your low back and press it up into the wall. So you're flattening out your low back by doing a little pelvic tilt. When I say pelvic tilt, it means that you're raising the front hip bones up towards your rib cage. All right, and then that flattens out your low back. That's where we get this core engagement through here, is when we're doing that pelvic tilt, getting that low back flat. So everybody's gonna hold that, make sure you've got that position nice and strong. And now think about, at the same time, it's very difficult, but you're gonna try to get your shoulders, not your actual arm bones, but just your shoulder blades pressed into the wall. At the same time you're pressing this. Your legs might start to feel fatigued. If they do, you can always inch your way back up the wall. So we're holding here, and now think about the back of your head coming towards the wall. So if you can get the back of your head on the wall without lifting your chin, then you've got pretty good spinal alignment. If you have to tip your chin up to get your head on the wall, then tip your chin back level to the floor and just work on strengthening these muscles right through the front of the neck by just pushing the head back towards the wall without looking up. It'll feel like you're giving yourself a double chin. All right, so we're all here. Now press your elbows into the wall. 90-degree bend in the arm. Revisit your low back. It's really easy to let that low back kind of pull away from the wall. So revisit that, pressing it back. Now think about pressing 20 to 40% of your strength into the wall with your elbows. And let's hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now open your hands up so the backs of the hands are reaching for the wall. They may not reach. Just attempt. Now revisit your low back. All right, now let's straighten those arms up and out to the side. You look like a T. Press the backs of the hands into the wall for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. And we're in a YW. Press it back out to your T. If you're feeling fatigued in your legs, it's okay to come back up just a little bit. Press the backs of the hands into the wall. 4, 3, 2, 1. We got 2 more of these. Pull them in. YW. Revisit your low back. Make sure it's nice and tight against the wall. Arms out to the side, pressing the backs of the hands into the wall. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. Last one. Press it back out. We're going to give our legs a break here in a second. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's release those arms. Bring them down by your side. And go ahead and hinge forward. Hands on the back of behind you on the wall. Give your legs a little break by coming away from the wall and then coming back up. If you were not doing the wall sit and your legs aren't fatigued, just stay where you are, it's fine. Or if you were doing the wall with me and your legs were feeling fatigued, we're just gonna roll our ankles, give our legs a little break, go the other direction, and do the other leg, roll, go the other direction. So we're gonna go back to the wall, but this time you're not gonna go deep into a wall sit. You're gonna come back up to the wall so that your knees are just slightly bent to begin with. And then you're going to place your elbows on the wall like we always do. Low back is going to start out pressed into the wall. So you're doing that pelvic tilt. Now we're going to press so hard into our elbows that we're pressing our entire body off the wall, all but the elbows and maybe the upper back. And I want you to think about squeezing your glutes, your quadriceps, and getting everything nice and firm. So from your ankle bone to your shoulder bone, you're one straight line. Your glutes are doing a lot of work. Your core is doing a lot of work. Your upper back's doing a lot of work. Bring it back in. Let's do that again. Press it away from the wall. Pressing and holding the elbows on the wall, maybe your upper back. You probably feel this in your upper back and your triceps. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's come back. And one more time. Press it away. Hold it out there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's bring it back in. And let your back come up against the wall. Release your arms, shake them out, do whatever feels good. If it's little wrist rolls or flinging, flicking, whatever feels good to you right here, do that. All right, so we just worked our core. I think you guys maybe felt that stuff going on in your upper back. So we're gonna do an upper back stretch. So let's all come forward. So you're just gonna come forward so your hands are on the tops of your thighs, tuck your chin down towards your chest. Bring your hands around the backs of your thighs, so right above your knees, with your chin tucked, and pull your elbows open. See if you can really take it wide with the elbows. You're rounding your back, tucking your chin. You should feel some stretching through your low back, right up to your mid and upper back. All right, let's release the elbows, hands back to the tops of the thighs, roll back up to the wall. Good, all righty. Let's come away from the wall and we'll pick up our resistance band today to begin with. So have your resistance band, and you can either do these from standing or seated. If you're seated, you're gonna sit in the chair with your feet wide, like we're gonna do these plies. And you don't have to do the plies with us, you can just stay seated. If you want to do the plies, they do require the glute muscles and the inner thighs. Those are the muscles we use when we're doing these plies. So feet are wider than your shoulders, but make sure your toes are going the same direction as your knees. So if your knees are going forward, your toes need to go forward. So it'd be more like this. If you can't quite get your toes and knees to go out as wide as I do, don't worry about it, just pull everything in a little bit. So we're gonna start out nice and tall, palms facing up, shoulder width apart, and then we're gonna have the thumbs facing out. Now pull your shoulders down and back, get that nice tall posture, crown of the head's reaching for the sky. And then we're going to come down into a plie as we pull open through our arms. And we're gonna hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's take it up and let's do it again. Pull it open as you come down. Now squeeze your glutes. Keep your shoulders down and back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. And again, bring it down. We only have 4 of these to do at a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. So that means we've got 1 more to go. And pull it open. Take it down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it up. And after doing what we did on the wall, those muscles were probably already engaged and fired up. Probably felt amazing. I know it does for me. I like muscles. I like how they feel when they're working. All right. So stay in the wide-legged stance if it's comfortable for you. If it's becoming uncomfortable for some reason, just turn your toes and feet straight ahead with hip width distance apart. We're going to bring the band right out in front of the shoulders, about chest height. So make them a little bit wider than the shoulders. So we're going to be just wider than the shoulders, and then we're going to pull the band back at the same time we do that same plie. So now we have our arms out straight like a T, and our arms or our legs are down in our plie. Then we're going to hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring it back up. Arms come forward, legs go straight. Pull it back, hold it down here. Nice straight arms. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. And again, pull it open. Nice and wide. Hold it there. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we only have 1 more to go. And we're going to pull it open. Keep those arms nice and straight. So active through the arms. Squeeze those glutes under you. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's come on up. Relax your arms just a bit. And then bring your hands a little closer together. So we're going to be able to go up into what would be like a goalpost. So goalpost arms, so 90-degree bend in the arms. And then we're going to press out. This should work your triceps. If you start to notice pinching in your shoulder, then bring it down and do it at this level. All right, but if you don't feel pinching, you can do it up here. You'll get a little deeper in your triceps. So we're going to go down into the plie as we straighten the arms from here. Straighten for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bend the arms back to the 90 degrees. Good, and come back down. Press it out, hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. We got 2 more to do. So push it, pull it out, hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. 1 more time. Take it out. Press it out. Hold it there. 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. 1 more thing with the legs wide, and that's going to be for the waist. So your arms are going to come up overhead. So you're in your X. Look like an X. And then you're going to go down into the bent knees starting. So we're here, and then we're just going to tip to one side, come back up, tip to the other side. Now, if this bothers your shoulder, if you get pinching in your shoulder, bring your hands down. You can bring them down to shoulder height. Anytime there's pinching, always make a modification so you don't pinch off anything going on in the shoulder, which is easy to do if your arm bone is not pulling back and down by those rotator cuff muscles that we warmed up earlier. Okay, 2 more. Last one to this side right here. Bring it up and release the band. Go ahead and set the band aside. And we shall pick up our dumbbells. So you can start with 2. We'll end up going down to 1 at some point, but my favorite, I don't know if you guys have noticed, we'll pretty much always throw in these dumbbell curls, tricep presses. I feel like I get a lot out of them. Hope you do too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our bicep curl, palms facing forward, shoulders down and back, nice tall core. And we're just gonna do a bicep curl, but you can always add the tap back. Now I know we've gotten warm already, so if you wanna turn it into the lunge at this point, you can also take these down into a lunge as you do your bicep curl. Or you could just do a little tap. Doing the little tap is effective, strengthening your balance from right to left and front to back. All right, or if you're going all the way down here, it's really working on that core and the upper body, lower body tie-in that we talked about earlier. All right, elbows stay down. Do nice and slow and controlled. Okay, let's do a couple more. Good, and one more on the other side, and we will switch it over. Arms down, release your arms, do a big shoulder roll. Best part right here, get that nice deep stretch through the upper back and the arms. All right, now bend your arms 90 degrees. This will be for your shoulders, so you want to keep your shoulders down and away from the ears. This is not down and away from the ears. This is down and back. And then we're going to lift the weights, mine slipped. We're going to lift the weights out to the side, bring it back down. Add the tap out if you like. So it's the tap and together. Tap, together. You can even turn this into a little side squat by coming here. Just make sure you press the weight back into the heels. Not letting those knees cross out in front of the feet at all. Keeping that chest lifted. If you're not doing the squat, just tap it out. You can even make the tap out a little bigger and more aggressive by bending the knee and pushing off that foot. All right, just a few more. And one more each side. Last one right here. Bring it down, arms straight and shoulder roll up and around. Get that nice deep stretch right here. My hands are super sweaty. I think I put lotion on and my weights feel like they're gonna fall out of my hands. All right, so shoulders down and back, elbows bent 90 degrees, and we're gonna press back, tap back. So we're here, press and tap, or it could be press with a lunge. You can choose, just be sure that you're doing the upper body correctly. You're not pulling up at all right here. You're really pressing those shoulders down and back. Kind of squeezing those scapula together behind you, pulling your navel up and into the spine, keeping the crown of your head extended away from your tailbone. Couple more. All right, one more each side. Press and in, and press and up. Roll those arms down and back. Let them relax right here as the weights just kind of pull down through the upper back, through your arms, and go ahead and release. We're going to come over towards our chair. This is the part where you can use both dumbbells or just one. And we're going to stand in front of the chair so that we can either lunge or do a staggered stance. You're going to have one weight in the hand that's on the outside. And then this would be a staggered stance with the chair right next to you if you need it for support. Or if you want to work your legs a little deeper, go into this lunge. This knee stays bent directly over the ankle. The back leg stays fairly straight. If you have to bend it a little, that's okay. But if you get it straight, you're going to get a little bit deeper into this and you're going to start stretching through here as well. So we're in this nice lunge position or staggered stance. Now, tip it forward just enough that the crown of the head and the heel are in one straight line. And then pull your navel up and in toward your spine. And we're going to do our rows from here. So we're going to pull the elbow back and squeeze, and then bring it back down. So it's not about just lifting that dumbbell. It's about pressing, like with the elbow back behind you and rotating just a tad. So we're pressing the elbow back. So a lot of times people lift weights and they think it's all about just lifting the weight. So it's really not, it's about going through the right range of motion. So it's here and down, and here and down. So it's the elbow we feel pushing back. All right, we got 3 more. 3, my legs are already feeling this, probably from all the other stuff we did. 2, last one. Woo, bring it down. If your legs are pooped, you can either have a seat in the chair or bring your feet forward, come on up. So have one more set planned with this same leg, same arm. So if you came out of it, you're gonna go back into your lunge. And you can either be in a stagger or a lunge. If you're in the lunge, we're gonna be able to add a little leg press with this. So you're gonna go ahead and rotate your back foot down so it's flat to the earth, no longer on your toes. And we're gonna take this weight kind of down by the knee. So this is like a lawnmower, basically. You're gonna start a lawnmower. You can use the chair for support if you need to, or you can stabilize yourself on your thigh. But we're gonna row this up like we are a lawnmower right here. So now you're facing forward, foot's anchored to the earth, and then you're gonna bring it back down. And then we're gonna row it up. And at the same time, you can add this little bit of a leg straightener. You can straighten as you come up. Bend, straighten as you come up. So you're working upper body, core, and lower body all at the same time. You just gotta get that elbow right. So it's actually the elbow you feel pressing behind you, not just lifting the weight up. You're pressing that elbow back, bending through the knee, pressing the elbow back, bending through the knee. 2 more of these. Bring it up. Take it down. 1 more. Pull it up. Last one. Take it down. Good. And step your feet together or have a seat in the chair. Come on up. Flip yourself around. Face the other direction. Switch hands with the weight. Come on forward, whether you're in your stagger or your lunge. All right. So our first step set is just up on the toe behind you. Everything's lined up straight ahead. Weight comes directly below the shoulder. Crown of the head is extending away from the heel. So you have that nice straight line through your core. You're gonna pull your navel into your spine, tighten up your glute. And let's row this elbow up and back. Lower it down. Remember, this is about pressing the elbow back, not about lifting the weight up. So it's back and squeeze. Lower it down. It's back and squeeze. Lower it down. And we've got 5 more. And squeeze. And lower. And 4. And lower. And 3. Lower. 2. Lower. Last one. And lower it down. Take a little break if you need to by having a seat in the chair or bring your feet together. Because we're going to now add that little press with the leg. So if you've taken a break, you can get back into your position. Now place your foot to the earth this time. So now your foot is flat to the earth and it can be angled pretty straight ahead or it could be slightly angled in this way. Either way works. You just got to be careful with the knee. Wherever your toe goes, your knee goes. So from here, you're going to start with the weight close to the knee and then we're going to row it up like we're starting a lawnmower and then pull it back. Now we're going to bring it back forward. This time you can straighten the leg if you like. So it's up and row back. Bring it forward. Row it up. Start that lawnmower, straighten the leg. Good. Bring it back down. And up. 8. And 7. And 6. We're driving with that elbow, not just thinking about the weight. The elbow's driving up and back. And 5. 4. 3. 2. All right, 1 more. And the last one, bring that weight back down and step your feet together. Come on up. And let's go ahead and set the weights down. And I'm going to set them off my chair because eventually we are going to use our chair. So set the weights aside and then we're going to come in front of the chair. So have your chair handy and we're going to work on doing some squats. So squats are great. We've been working on the tie together between the lower body and the upper body. It's always your core. So make sure your chair is nice and handy. So you can almost feel it with the backs of your knees if you push your knees back. And we're going to stay nice and tall to begin with. So anchor your feet down, get your tall posture, taking a nice big deep breath and reach up. Look up if you like. Now, as you exhale, bring your hands down to heart center or to your hips. Either way works. And starting up nice and tall, then we're just going to hinge from the hip. That's all we're doing, hinging from the hip. Legs stay fairly straight till you reach a certain point. Then you're going to start to push your weight back in your heels, and you're going to start to soften your knees. So now your weight's going back behind you. You'll even have looseness in your toes, and the weight's behind you. Chest stays up, eyes stay up. And we're just going to hover over our chair for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back up. Nice big deep breath. Reach up, look up if you like. Exhale, hands come back down. And hinge forward. Weight goes back in the heels. Start to come down. Slowly hover over your chair for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back up. Press up, look up, reach up. Inhale, exhale as you come down. This will be our last one. Hands to heart center. This time we're going to go all the way to the chair. So hinge. Press your weight back in your heels. Slowly lower yourself down, but we're going to hover for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a seat in your chair. Good. All right. So we're in the chair. We're going to scoot to the front edge of the seat. And you're going to have your feet anchored to the ground, hip width distance apart, toes straight ahead, knees straight ahead. So you're sitting up nice and tall. Now we're going to take our arms along the sides. You're going to press your arms nice and straight, sitting up as tall as you can. You get that nice tall spine. And then from here, we're just going to lift one leg and then the other. So you're bending, you're keeping the knee bent, and you're just lifting and setting down. Lifting, setting down. Now, when you're doing this, you've got to keep that tall spine, because when you do, then it requires these muscles to lift your leg right through the abdominal area. If you start to slope like this, you're going to basically be using just your muscles where your hip connects to your leg. So you want to keep that tall spine. We're just going to lift. We got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's take, starting with the right leg, bring it up, and you're going to press into the chair right here. So your palms are pressing in, elbows nice and straight. Now straighten out your leg, and then bring it back in. You're bending and pressing out. Nice. Right here, you're going to engage through these quads, pull it back in. Press out, engage through your quad, pull it back in. 3 more, press out, pull it in. Now the whole time you should be activating your abdominals right here. And 1 more time. And working the quad, bring your foot down. We'll switch legs. So nice straight spine, pressing in with the palms. Leg comes up, foot's flexed, and then straighten it out. Keep that nice tall spine while we're engaging through these quad muscles right here. Bring it in, press it out, bring it in, keep everything tall so you're working your abs. All right, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Take it out and bring your foot in, set it down. Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and come up from the seat, but we're going to do it nice and slow and methodical. So you're going to have your feet anchored below you. You could pull your toes back just a little bit further, your heels back just a little bit further. And then you're going to sit up tall, hip hinge forward, get into your hip hinge. You can have your hands on the thighs, or you can bring them to heart center. You're going to just rock your weight up off the seat with your weight behind you still. Look up, chest up, and then we'll slowly come up from this position, pushing in through the feet, up all the way through the legs. Straighten out your legs, nice big deep breath, reach up. And exhale, arms come down. Alrighty, let's take our shoes and socks off and do a little balance before we stretch. So for balance, we will basically be doing our tandem. So tandem can seem easy, but it can be difficult, especially when we change variations where we look a different way or shift our focus a little bit. So take your right foot in front of your left. And if this is brand new to you and your balance just doesn't feel ready for this, you can always do it staggered, which means you're a little bit wider than straight ahead. But if you have your toe right up against your heel and you're doing it this way, this would be like level 3, basically, which would be the challenging version. Having your foot out a little bit would be 2. And then 1 would be widening them out just a little bit. So you get to choose if you want to pull it all the way into 3, your toe and your heel are touching, one right in front of the other. We're going to stand up nice and tall, and you're going to find that tall posture that we had earlier. So that means that you're engaging through the abdominals by pulling your navel into your spine, flattening out your low back by doing that little bit of a pelvic tilt, and then you're pulling your shoulders down and back, kind of squeezing your shoulder blades together. At the same time, you're pressing the crown of the head to the sky. Just going through all those things right there. You may feel some ankle, some base of the feet, the arch of the foot, some maybe hips, inner thighs. Those muscles might be working just while I'm talking to you. That's good. That's what we want. So we're going to stand there nice and tall. And then those of you that want to have a little bit of a challenge, go ahead and bring your arms out to the side. And you're going to have your arms out to the side and then roll your thumbs up. Okay, so now we're doing it from a T. So this may add just a little variation to what you're doing. You may feel a little bit more like your ankles and feet and thighs are working. And now we're going to, those of you that want to take the next challenge, you're going to look over towards your right thumb. And we're going to hold it here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to center. It's amazing how just changing your vision, where your focal point is, changes everything. Now look over at your left thumb. And sit nice and tall. 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring the eyes back to center. Arms come down by your side. Switch legs. So put the other foot in front. And once again, same thing applies. If you feel like you're not quite ready for the tandem, you can always go into a little bit of a stagger and work up from there. So feet are anchored. We're drawing up and in through this core right here. So you're pulling your navel up and in. You're doing this slight pelvic tilt back here with your tailbone tucking under, flattening out your low back. Crown of the head's reaching for the sky. Good. We're going to hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take the challenge of bringing your arms out to the T, thumbs to the sky. Activate those arms and now look over to your right thumb. And come back through center and look over to your left thumb. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to front and arms come down. Good job. Excellent. All right, let's do a tree. So if you need the support of your chair for your tree, have your chair on the opposite side of the leg that's going to come up. So starting out nice and tall, we'll bring those hands up either to heart center or to your hips. Anchor through the earth. And then you're going to lift up, bending through the knee, putting a little bit of weight on your toe. If you're new to these, you could stay here and then rotate your knee out. Or if you've been doing trees a while, you could bring your foot right up and anchor it inside that calf, pressing the same amount of weight. So you're pressing the calf against the foot and the foot against the calf. At the same time, you're drawing up and in through your spine and engaging through your glute on the standing leg. This glute's obviously engaged to keep that leg out. And then you can grow some branches on your tree with your arms reaching up. And if you would like, you can even challenge yourself by looking up to the sky. And the ultimate challenge would be closing your eyes. And then we'll hold it up here for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then when you're ready, hands back to heart center, foot to the earth. Good, and arms down. Let's do the other side. If you need the support of the chair, you can always go to the other side or just step away from the chair if you don't really need it. So we're going to stand up nice and tall, bring those hands up to heart center, and then lift up through the other knee. A little bit of weight on the toe, rotate your knee out to the side, really elongate your torso so everything's drawing up to the sky. Foot will come up right inside that calf, pressing that foot into the calf. The calf is pressing into the foot. Nice tall spines, engaging, being active. And now reach those arms up if you want to grow some branches. And from your branches, you can always look up. And then you can always close your eyes. And we're going to hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those hands back down to heart center. And step down. Good. And release your arms. All right, let's go ahead and do some stretching. So I love these stretches, you probably have noticed. If you have suggestions and like this stretch isn't working for you or whatever, let me know. There's other ways to stretch. This one just seems to be the easiest for most people to get into this position rather than trying to do it from the floor. So facing your seat from the side, bring one foot up, the one closest to the backrest, foot flat to the earth. And then we're going to make sure we have enough distance here. I'm fairly flexible so I can get my feet wide. If just getting your foot up here feels like a stretch, then go with it. That's a stretch for you, but then get your tall spine all the way from the heel up to the crown of the head. You want to have a nice straight spine, and then you bend through this knee so that this hip sinks towards the earth here. And the crown of the head still extends away from the heel. And then from there, we're going to bring up one arm, reaching up, extending the fingertips up and away from that heel, pressing to the earth, fingertips pressing out and away. And then you can even add a little turn by looking up towards your elbow of the extended arm and holding it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's rotate back. Front arm comes down. Press back, straighten out your leg. And this might be a stretch, just getting your legs straight, toes to the sky. Straighten up your spine so everything's nice and tall right here. And then we're going to hinge right from the hip. Toes still go to the sky, hinging from the hip. So the chest presses forward, eyes go forward. We're holding here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now stay there, but let yourself sink into this a little deeper. Rounding your back, letting your head be heavy now. Seeing if that changes that stretch a little bit. And holding it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's slowly roll up from the lower spine, bringing yourself up so your neck and head are relaxed. Now take your foot across the seat of the chair so it's going to be on the front edge of your seat, but your hips stay square to the seat. And that means that we're going to be stretching the outer section of the leg. So if your toe automatically rolls inward like that, first step would be to try to get your toes rotated up so they're going towards the sky. If that's difficult, then that's your stretch right there. So we have a nice straight spine to begin with, toes are going to the sky, and then with the square hips to the chair, we hinge forward. Now that stretch is going to feel very different from the other stretch. It's on the outer edge of this thigh, all the way alongside the knee and the calf. And it's a really good stretch for those people that get tight hips. So we're going to press it and hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you get to relax into it. Let your back curve forward, your head becomes heavy. But don't go too deep into the stretch if you feel any kind of twingy pain at all, like anything that doesn't feel like a stretch. You want to come out of it nice and slow. So let's hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly roll yourself up from lower spine up to neck and head. Good. Foot to the floor, switch sides. We'll bring that other foot up. Anchor that foot to the earth or to the seat. Get a nice wide stance, and then we're going to hinge this forward so this hip is sinking in towards the chair or the earth. And you should feel this stretch along the front of this leg, maybe through the inner thigh here, maybe in the calf back there. All right, so we want that nice stretch, and then we elongate the crown of the head to the heel, so we're a nice straight line. And then extend that arm up, reaching those fingertips out away from where the heel is. So you get this nice straight line. And then just slightly rotate yourself so you're looking up towards your elbow. That will change that stretch just a little bit, but it'll feel good to most people. If it doesn't feel good, rotate back and come out nice and slow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rotate back center, arm comes down. Press back to a straight leg, flexed foot, tall spine. And you know where you stretch at. So if this is a stretch for you, stay here, keep the spine long. If you want to increase the stretch, you press the chest forward. And get that nice stretch here first. And hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you allow your head to be heavy. And just allow it to sink forward with a rounded back. Holding here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up, lower spine up to upper back to neck and head. Then bring that foot out to the front edge of the seat. Keep your hips square. Rotate those toes to the sky. Right there, I already feel a stretch, so you may as well. So from here, you're gonna press your chest forward, and that might be as far as you go, is right there, because I feel it more on this leg by far. And then you're gonna press it out to your level for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then allow yourself to just kind of sink into it a little bit. Your head can become heavy, your shoulders can round forward, your back can curve, and we'll hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's slowly bring this back up. Come up all the way and foot to the floor. Good. Now we're going to stretch out one more area. So I will move my chair so you can see me. You can do this from behind your chair or alongside your chair. But I want you guys to be able to see my legs. So you're going to be starting out with your feet hip width distance apart, but then you're going to take the leg that's on the inside and step it to the outside. So you're crossing your legs, and then this front leg can be slightly bent, but the back leg is straight. And if you have your chair in front of you, you can keep your hand on the chair of the leg that's in front. So that happens to be my left leg. So my left hand would be on here. And then I'm going to take my right arm out with the leg that's behind me, and I'm going to reach for the sky and then sink over and allow that hip to kind of push out a little bit to that side, away from the other hip. And you're going to reach across and hold it right here. And if you want to add a little to this, look up at your elbow. So we'll do it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back up, arm comes back over, and switch your feet. So now you'll bring this leg around to the outside and stand up nice and tall. Front leg can be bent, back leg is fairly straight. And get up nice and tall. So we're not doing this hinged forward at all. We're doing this from a really tall standing position. And then you're going to take your arm out to the side of the leg that's behind you. Reach up first, and then lean across and allow that hip to sink out and away from you. And then look up to your elbow. Make sure that front knee is welcome to bend. Hold it there for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's bring it back up and arm down to the side. Excellent. All right. So we are going to stretch out a little bit of our upper body since we did a lot of new back exercises today. So what we'll do for our back is you're just going to take both arms out front here, and then you're going to clasp your hands together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn your palms forward and then round your chin down towards your chest and push your palms forward. So you look like this from the side. You're creating a C curve through your back. So it's rounding like a C as you press your palms forward. But be sure you're keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring your arms down and release and come all the way back up. All right, now one arm at a time. So bring up your right arm, thumb facing the sky. Pull it across your chest, and then take the other arm right above the elbow. Bend this hand, or this elbow, so this hand can come over to the shoulder. And then just give yourself a little bit of a pressure tug right there on the back side of that elbow. So it looks like this, but you're keeping your shoulder away from the ear. So it's not up here, it's down here. Hold it there for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Let's bring the other arm up, thumb to the sky. Bring it across your body. Pressure on the back side of that elbow with the opposite hand. Bend the elbow, hand on the opposite shoulder, and put a little pressure right there. So key is keeping the shoulder down away from the ear and putting a little pressure there. So you feel that stretch happening right back through here. And holding it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's release that. And then take both arms out to the side, thumbs facing up. And then you're going to press the backs of your hands back and towards each other as you look up. Taking a nice big deep breath. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Now exhale your breath. Come forward. Release your arms. Let's do that one more time. Press the backs of your hands towards each other and back behind you. Look up. Nice big deep breath. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Pull them down away from the ears. Exhale your breath and head comes down, arms come forward. Good. Let's take a nice big deep breath. Reach up, look up. And exhale, arms come down and release.